Hi, my name is Daniel Pointer, and I coach entrepreneurs. Before I joined Coaching Business Bootcamp, I had been working full time as a coach for about 8 months, and I had tremendous energy. I was working a lot. Um, I don't support a family, so I have a lot of energy as a bachelor, a lot of time to give. And while I was making some progress, I was kind of spinning my wheels because there was a couple things I was missing. So I wasn't getting as much traction as I am now. I found out about Coaching Business Bootcamp through Greg's emails. I was impressed by the clarity of his emails, and each one was kind of cutting through a lot of, I guess, coaching taboos, just very honest, down to earth, and generous. And one of his emails mentioned a free webinar. I listened to it, and again, I was impressed by his generosity and clarity and the value of the material. So I think in my webinar, at least, I might have been the very first person to sign up. I was reinventing the wheel for those 6 or 8 months, and I wasn't getting very much traction, and I was getting really frustrated and so on, and resentment and all the negative things that aren't helpful. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this. Since joining the program, I have doubled my fees, and I've actually enrolled more people than I was earlier. So the fees being doubled hasn't really affected my clients. So specifically, I signed on 3 new clients to have a professional coaching relationship at double the fee. And I think the main thing that I benefited from the program was getting the sales or enrollment process down pat, because my conversion rate was like 1 in 20, which is pretty abysmal. Now it's more like 1 in 6, even with a double fee. What I liked most about Coaching Business Bootcamp was the camaraderie between the fellow students, and it felt like I wasn't alone. I was with a handful of others, and we were going through the curriculum together, which is really nice. And I really liked how Greg was basically encouraging us along the way, saying like, I know you're going to have trouble with this. I did the same thing. Here, just do this, this, and that. And trust me, do this first and then innovate later. You will have success if you just do this. So I did that. I tried to follow everything to a T, and I've been absorbing it 100%. And as I continue to absorb it, I'm doing a little bit of experimentation, but I'm still trying to absorb it and follow it to a T. And the results basically speak for themselves. The Facebook group it was a very helpful supplement to the curriculum, because as soon as I had questions or anything, I could just post in the Facebook group. I could see what other people's homework was. Like, for example, trying to figure out what their curiosity hook is. I could share it with others, get feedback from others and from Greg. So the Facebook group was a very helpful supplement to the curriculum. Um, the curriculum was extremely concise and extremely clear. I keep hammering this word back, clarity, 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 because that is one way that Greg shines as a teacher is clarity. Einstein said something like, you don't really know something unless you can convey it clearly. And that, you know, obviously Greg understands it because he conveys it clearly. Greg obviously went over it many, 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 many times. So that conceptually was perfect and presentationally was perfect. So, it's really nice that the curriculum was clear and powerful. It was nice that the Facebook group was a bunch of, camaraderie, but the weekly call was energizing because, I would look forward to it all week because it's a nice, as a coach, entering this new profession, where I live, there's not a lot of coaches. I live kind of in a rural area. So feeling a part of a group was huge. I have a lot of energy, but the group and the live calls gave me like 5 times the energy that I usually have. And it wasn't just more energy, it was more focused energy, like a laser beam. Coaching Business Bootcamp is basically what the name implies. It is a 101 primer on the business side of coaching. I've seen a lot of coaches who are extremely intuitive, extremely good coaches, but they get frustrated. Their businesses fail. Maybe they give up. They don't help as many people as they could, because they don't get the business side under control, and they don't learn how to run a self-sustaining business, which requires marketing and sales. And Coaching Business Bootcamp is a 101 on that. It's a very clear 101. It's a very good investment. Just do it, and afterwards look for the next step. But it's a very, very, very good first step in getting your business going. So one of the biggest insights I had was that the first major contact with a client is not just a coaching call. It is illuminating, but it is a sales call. So you need to lay out what their problems are and where they will continue if they don't change, and then lay out specifically how you can help them get from A to Z. You can fill in the gap, as Greg puts it. I think that's why my conversion rate was so terrible, was because I was just giving out free coaching sessions. And then at the end, I'd be like, so do you want to hire me? And I wasn't giving them a very compelling reason to continue to invest. I had many people say that it was amazing, but that isn't enough for them to, write a check and get into a relationship for 3 months or 6 months. If I hadn't joined Coaching Business Bootcamp, I don't know if I'd throw in the towel, because I'm extremely determined, and I kind of burned the boats and stormed the island, as some people will say. I left a career as an engineer and just jumped into coaching 100%. However, because my conversion rate was like 1 in 20, I would have been super discouraged. Coaching Business Bootcamp came at a time when I needed it. Like, it was right when I needed it. I needed some traction, and it was perfectly timed. So if I would have joined Coaching Business Bootcamp, I don't know if I would have given up on coaching, but I would have been in a much less confident situation right now. And I actually probably would be dipping into the old income, like as an engineer, which I'm glad I'm not. I shut the door and I'm going 100% into coaching. So without Coaching Business Bootcamp, I might have, dabbled with my old career, which would have kind of chipped away at my confidence as a coach, I think. If you're considering joining the Coaching Business Bootcamp, just do it. If you're really hesitant, just continue reading all of Greg's materials on his website. They're extremely clear, and that clarity carries through in the curriculum and in the Facebook group and in the live Q&A. Also, the value that he adds carries through all those three things. And also consider that it's there's a monthly payment option and the satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it, you can get out. But I'm confident that as soon as you see the class, the material, you'll see how valuable it is immediately, if you don't already see how valuable all of his other content is on his website.